YouTube, what's shaking? What's shaking? It's your boy Ink in the Brain, man. We back at it like a bad habit. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. And just got a quick life lesson to teach y'all, man. You feel me? If you ain't heard this before, then this is a good lesson for y'all to learn, right? So, you should never envy or be jealous of the next man. You know what I mean? / players don't hate, right? Now, what I mean by that is you might see somebody who's maybe popping on Instagram, you know what I mean? Or you might know somebody in your neighborhood, like a neighborhood dope boy who's rich and he having his way, he getting money and, you know what I mean, having all the women and things like this, right? And you might look at that person like, man, like, what am I doing wrong? Or why can't I have a nice car? Why don't I get any girls? Or why can't why can't I stack $500,000 in a couple months, right? So then it takes you out of your element as a man. You know what I mean? Anytime you compare yourself to the next man, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is an individual. Everybody has different things that they go through in life, right? So you looking at the next man hating or envying or being jealous of what he has or his situation ain't gonna do you no good. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you've seen, I've done a lot of previous episodes on going to prison and just giving y'all stories about what it was like for me being locked up for 2 years, you feel me? And a lot of people that I was locked up with, especially when I was on the 3-yard, you know what I mean? I met a lot of guys who was having a lot of money on the streets. Like one of my boys, one of my partners I used to be in there with, and we used to read and study together and shit like that. Man, this dude made stupid money off the streets, right? But he ended up catching a felony murder case, and now he's doing 25 to life, right? And even in the joint, he was selling hella heroin, and he ran up over $250,000 in 4 years when he was on a 4-yard that he was on, right? Now, one might look at him and be like, damn, like, well, I won't say that because you're not really looking up to nobody you're in prison with, right? But when you're in prison, you hear these stories, man, you kind of look and be like, damn, like you was doing your thing on the streets, you feel me? You was rich, you was having money and all this shit, and you even having money in prison. But who cares? Because we locked up in prison, you feel me? Another example. So I don't know if you heard of this guy. His name is Jimmy Smacks. He's from Harlem, but he lives in Miami, right? Before I got locked up, I used to follow him on Instagram because the Instagram page was popping. Like he fucking all the bad bitches. He got OnlyFans. His OnlyFans is popping. He making hella money on OnlyFans. He's a multi-millionaire, right? And he having his way. You feel me? He riding around. I think he got a Wraith and shit. And like I said, before I got locked up, I used to follow him like, man, he doing his thing, right? And like I said, players don't hate. You feel me? If I see you doing your thing and you rocking out, you know what I mean? I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to try to learn what you did so implement it into my life. You feel me? Man, come to find out, man, I come home from prison and long story short, without getting into it, I mean, you could just YouTube Jimmy Smacks and man, I don't even know how to say this. But basically, dude went out bad. You know what I mean? Dude sold his manhood for a check. You know what I mean? Like, dude would literally made a porn video of him giving fellatio to another man. The man was just in a wig and makeup, if you dig what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is the same Jimmy Smacks, but like, I'm like, wait. So I'm like, so this dude went out bad and he's sucking cock now for a check. I'm like, man, hell no. But somebody might see Jimmy Smacks' profile and be envious, be jealous of this dude, right? But he sold his soul, he sold his manhood for a check. You dig? So yeah, man. So I'm just saying, like, y'all should never be envious or be jealous of the next man or what he's doing, because he don't know what he's doing. Like I said, he might be rich, but he might have sucked dick to get his money. Or he might be rich, but he's scamming, and he always got to look over his shoulder, and the feds is going to knock on his door one day. You know what I mean? One thing I learned is if you in an illegal activity, there's only a certain amount of time that you're going to last. You feel me? You might have a 5-year run. You might have a 10-year run. But that run going to come to an end, man. So Yeah, man, I won't drag this video out too long, man, but I just want to let y'all know, man, don't be jealous and envious of what the next man's doing, because you don't know what he did to be in that position that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, dope boys, they don't last too long. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But this boy Anthony Brain, man. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be slow and be silent.